Saturday, fam. So we're gonna be taking a bit of a break from making automotive related content to address the topic that I have been asked about many times, and instead of just sitting out drawing out text to every person that asks, I just wanted to make a video on the subject, and so people have something to reference. So, and that question is, how do you start making YouTube videos? So I was gonna make one that was just for automotive related YouTube videos, but then I realized like all the steps for making an automotive YouTube channel are the same as just pretty much any other channel. So I decided to group it all in. But I have a 10-step process that we're gonna go through today, and let's get started. Step number 1, you wanna focus on your niche. So you wanna brainstorm and find out what your channel is gonna be about. I think it's better to focus on one general topic to build your audience, because that's building consistency, and they know whatever you're posting is something that they're interested in. I.e., I make car videos, so I make how-to videos, so like how to install certain parts. I make videos on car reviews. I make driving videos, just different things like that, but it all falls underneath that car umbrella. So you want to find your niche and what it's going to be, whether it be makeup videos, whether it be cooking videos, etc., etc. You want to find your niche, and so you have an idea of what type of videos you are going to make, so you can start brainstorming video ideas. Step number 2. So before you even go to make a video, I would recommend you set up your YouTube channel. And the reason why you want to set up your channel is, for one, you want to lock in the name so nobody can take your name. And so you want to brainstorm your name, and then you want to start to create your channel. You want to add your channel art. You want to add your description, and pretty much make the channel as if you're already producing content. So that way, if you have the channel already set up, when you actually get around to making videos, all you have to do is upload them at that point, and you don't have to worry about those other steps because you already completed it. Another thing, during step 2 that you want to do is create an Instagram just for your channel. Even if you're not going to be posting with it right now, you just want to set that up. So, and when you do start to produce content, and you have another way to market your content. So that's very important within itself. To create channel art and things like that, I recommend using snappa.com, and all this information will be in the description, by the way. So if you forget anything we talked about, I will have it linked in the description for you also. So just make sure that is set up, so when you actually get ready, it's there for you. Step number 3, you want to get your equipment. Now, you do not have to start with some fancy rig. You really don't. You don't need a DSLR camera or anything like that. A lot of people start with just their smartphones, because smartphones these days record really good video. They have the ability to record 4K if that's what you're into, but like 1080p and things of that nature is no issue at all. And you can create a great budget rig by getting a phone mount, by getting a external mic mount, and getting a mini tripod, and that could be your rig right there. But you want to do your own research on this. I will have all of the gear I use to make my videos linked in the description, and so you can check out what stuff I use to make car videos, but that may be different for you if you're making a different type of video. So for example, my additional equipment needed is a head mount, for when I'm doing how-to videos and I need both of my hands, or suction cups for when I'm doing car reviews to mount the cameras on the windows in different angles, and just so I can actually get that footage. So depending on what type of video you intend to make, and that's how you should go about picking what equipment is best for you. I actually really like the GoPro Hero 4 Black as a budget solution, because it's pretty easy to plug in an external mic into those and create a pretty good like vlogging setup, etc., etc. So if you just check out my link in the description, and then I have all this stuff linked there to where you can buy it or just use it as a basis to figure out what you need for your own channel. Step number 4, you're gonna want to figure out what editing software you want to use. Me personally, I have a MacBook Pro, so I use iMovie at the moment. But there are tons of good free editing softwares to get you started. There's Adobe Premiere, there's OneShot, and a few other ones I'll have linked into the description. But you are going to want to figure out what editing software you are going to use, and so you can get comfortable using that editing software. So once you figure out what editing software you want to use, and then you can actually use a YouTube to figure out how to use that editing software. It is a bit of a learning curve, but as you get into it, it's pretty easy, and you just get into the flow of things, and you start to have like that synergy, and it just kind of flows. But you want to pick what editing software you are going to use so you can get proficient in that editing software, and make the best quality videos that you can. In the description, I'll also have a link to the 27 best free editing softwares, and that you can comb through. You can figure out which editing software is best for you. And just to piggyback off the editing software, if you're wondering like where people get their music for their channels, there's, from what I've seen, 3 different ways. 3, you can make your own beats or music and have that on your channel. 2, you can get copyright free music, and that's music where nobody owns the copyrights to it, so you can't get a copyright claim on YouTube. So it's pretty much like free music that nobody really owns. So that's why on a lot of YouTube channels you'll hear the same music, because it's copyright free music. So you could Google that and download some of that music, or you can do something like use YouTube to MP3 converter to download different beats off of YouTube from like popular songs and stuff. But be careful when doing this, because you can get copyright strikes from using even the beat of a well-known song. So you got to figure out where you want to go through there. Now on to the most important step, and that is step number 5. So step number 5 is to start. So this is the most difficult step for most people, because most people are very critical of themselves and they are perfectionists. So you have to start somewhere. Your videos will not be of movie grade quality, most likely, when you're just starting off. So what you want to do is put that out of your mind. Just start. Just make something, like upload your first video, and that will give you the confidence to keep on going. Your first video is not going to be perfect. Do this. After you finish this video, go to your favorite YouTuber's channel, go to the bottom of their channel and look at their very first video that they uploaded. I guarantee that it will not be of the quality and that you see now when they post videos, because people get better with time. As time gets better, you will learn better ways to shoot your videos. You will learn better editing techniques, and you will just like get a vibe of like how things should work. So don't be too hard on yourself. Just go ahead and start the video. Just start. And then I promise, as you go along, your videos will get better with time. So start. Step number 6. You have to have a thumbnail for your video. You don't have to, but it's been shown in many studies that videos with thumbnails get more clicks and more views, etc., etc. So you will want to have a way to create your thumbnails. So what you always want to remember when you're making a video is to snap a photo of whatever you're doing at some point in the video. Whatever's the height of that video, make sure you just grab a photo to use as your thumbnail, because your thumbnail is the first thing people see when they are scrolling through videos. That small little photo that you see, that's your thumbnail. So the website that I like to use is Spark Adobe for my thumbnails. I think it's super easy to use. It's easy to upload your thumbnails there and actually add your text or your whatever graphics that you want to add to it, and then you can easily download it and use it on YouTube. And they have the correct type of file that YouTube likes to use, so you won't have any issue with the sizing of the file. So I'll have that linked in the description also, so don't worry if you guys aren't getting all of this. Don't worry, it's in the description for you. But make sure you have those thumbnails. That's just an easy way to get user engagement and more clicks on your videos. Step number 7, you've shot your first video. Dope, congratulations, I'm proud of you. Now, what you want to do is upload that video to YouTube. And the way you're going to do that is you're going to go to the top right hand corner And then you're going to click the create icon, and then you're going to upload that video. It takes time to upload, so don't worry. But you're going to have to put the title, put whatever you want to put into the description, add tags to your videos that help people to find them with keywords, and then you can click if you want your video to go public or if you want to schedule it to premiere on a later date. So just because you upload a video to YouTube does not mean it's automatically going to be public for viewers to see. So if you would like to schedule your videos out, like once every week, and just so you have like videos always available, then you can definitely use the scheduling function on YouTube, which I find to be very helpful. And then you can also add your video thumbnail here also. So just make sure that you fill out all the required information there, and you're just gonna have to play with it a little bit to get a vibe of how it works, but it's pretty easy to use for the most part, in my opinion, and it can be figured out pretty simply. Step 8, you want to promote your videos. Do not leave the fate of your videos in the YouTube algorithm's hands, because if you do, YouTube will pick who it shows your videos to, and it will decide how relevant your videos are. But you don't want to do that. So how do you promote your videos? All right, number 1, Facebook groups. There is a Facebook group for whatever you are into, guaranteed. There, I'm in so many automotive Facebook groups. I'm in like so many groups that's just based on a type of car, etc., etc. So for example, right, if you're making a video on something like, let's see, navigating the dating world with herpes, right? Probably a pretty niche audience. There's, I don't know how many people in this world has herpes, but I'm assuming that the greater percent isn't that high. But if you go on Facebook, I guarantee you will find herpes support groups where your video would be relevant. So you got to make sure you put yourself out there and promote it. So you want to post your video on your personal Facebook. You want to post your video on your personal Instagram. You want to post your video on your Instagram dedicated to just your channel. Pretty much all your social media, to your friends, to your family, etc., to help so the most amount of people possible can see that video and possibly engage with it. So you definitely want to promote your videos. Don't just leave it, don't just post your video and just hope people see it. Like, put it out there, and so more people are possibly going to come across it. Because the more people that see your video, the more people that share it, the more YouTube's algorithm starts to see engagement in that video, and the more they'll push it up in the search results. So, good tip. Number 9, step 9. So as you start to build a following, you will notice that you have some people who pretty much watch every one of your videos. They're loyal people, and they may actually reach out to you on Instagram, Facebook, or just in the comments. You want to make sure you are engaging with them. Do not take these people for granted. They may have a question about something that you talked about in your video, and they may need further clarification. So make sure you give them that and you answer their questions. Obviously, I'm not saying that you have to have a conversation with everybody that hits you up, but you do want to engage with your viewers and the people that support you, because without them, then who really are you? Because they are the ones that support you. So just make sure that you keep that in mind, because like some people may hit you up about topics that you already covered, but don't get frustrated with them, help to guide them and just help to set them on the right path, because you don't want to make any enemies, and these people are supporting you. So just make sure you keep your engagement up. Step number 10, our final step. And I would say this is the second most important step behind starting, obviously. It's staying consistent. YouTube can be an emotional roller coaster. Sometimes you'll feel like you're doing all this work and it's not being appreciated. Like sometimes you'll feel like, why am I even doing this? And it's easy to lose motivation, but you want to try to stay motivated. You got to try to see that golden egg at the end of the tunnel and stay consistent. Keep on putting out content. Eventually, if you are putting out content and it's good, people will gravitate towards it. But consistency, is key. It literally is key in building up your channel. It took me a while to get to 1,000 subscribers. It took me a minute. But I noticed when I started being consistent, like a video, I was posting 2 videos a week. Literally in 2 months, I gained 400 subscribers. And that was just like me grinding, and actually committing to this. So you guys got to put in the work. You know, it's not going to just happen. I know we've all seen channels blow up. You know, they come on the scene out of nowhere. Next thing you know, they got 20K subscribers just had a blue moon. Unfortunately, that is the exception and not the rule. So if you really want this to be a thing, you got to be willing to put in the work, and that's just the way it goes. You got to put in the hours. So be consistent. A bonus tip. Back up everything you do either on your computer or on a external hard drive, just in case something ever happens to your channel, just in case something ever happens to YouTube. All of your content will not just be lost forever. You want to keep all these videos that you make because they are valuable. You know, you put your hard-earned time in them, and I'm sure there's valuable information within these videos. So you should definitely back up all your videos just in case you have to put them on another platform or just for your own enjoyment to look back on down the road. So those are my tips. I hope you found this video insightful and it gave you some good information. Remember, everything is in the description that we talked about. All the websites I've mentioned are in the description, and just start. I know it can be difficult. I know it can be overwhelming. I know, you know, what if people don't like my videos? You know, like what if people don't like this? What if people don't like that? You know, like what if people post negative stuff on my videos? They probably will. You know, you always gonna have that one negative person, but you gotta ignore it. I'm gonna tell y'all like how I personally respond to the negativity and that I get on some of my videos. I leave a like, you know, like I let them know I saw it and I just leave a like, and I don't even respond because there's no point of responding to it. You keep doing your thing, you know, because most likely you're doing more than they're doing, and they probably don't like that anyway. So just keep in mind, if you're putting yourself out to the world, you are putting yourself out in the open for judgment. But you gotta have thick skin. But I promise for every negative person, there will be 100 positive ones who love what you're doing and appreciate the stuff that you're doing. I get countless messages, and honestly, that's what keeps me going. So I hope you guys experience a success in your YouTube journey and it works out for you. Please do at least hit the like button. If you want to see more of my content, consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell. But take it easy. I'm out.